Yes, so we're expecting thousands of people to show up, as well as some people who are protesting against Donald Trump. There's been very little information from authorities in Miami about what they're going to do to separate these crowds, how they're going to handle them, although they are saying they do not expect things to get out of hand. There is no credible intelligence of any serious organized violence, but after what happened, of course, January 6, 2021, everybody is a bit on edge and are taking precautions.
Yeah, and it is sort of a very big Trump stronghold, Miami. So what are we expecting later today?
Well, we're now about a little less than 7 hours from the time of the former president's scheduled appearance in a Miami federal courthouse, where he will have his initial appearance. We're not likely to see much live on television from inside that building. We don't expect cameras to be allowed in, at least video cameras. There will be a closed circuit television feed for reporters and members of the public in an overflow room. We don't expect that the judge is going to permit any cameras in the courtroom. However, we are told there will be a rushed transcript prepared of what happens inside the courtroom, and we'll also find out details about whether Donald Trump gets handcuffed. Does he get fingerprinted, photographed, as would be normal for any usual defendant? But of course, Donald Trump is not your usual defendant.
And that is a point well made, because in many ways, seeing him handcuffed will only add to the drama, and one that Trump is taking advantage of. He's been fundraising. He's planning to hold a campaign rally soon after this appearance.
Yes, to the president and to his supporters, including some of the Republican members in the House of Representatives. This is a political targeting of a former president who is, again, the front runner for the Republican Party's presidential nomination in 2024. And they say he is unfairly targeted because they point to cases involving Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, where they had done something wrong with classified information. But prosecutors and most legal analysts say this is a very serious, credible case against Trump, and it cannot be compared to those other cases that are being brought up.
Yeah, it has been really interesting listening to the different interpretations, particularly on the Republican side. But I thought William Barr's comments, his former Attorney General, a man that stuck by him for a long time, have been quite damning about the indictment.
Well, there's no question whatsoever that what is laid out in the indictment is very serious. The multiple Espionage Act charges, and perhaps even more concerning for the president than those charges are the charges of conspiracy and obstruction of justice. And that's a major difference that's being pointed out. When Joe Biden voluntarily acknowledged that he had taken some documents after his time as vice president, he cooperated fully with authorities, including the National Archives, to get those documents returned. That's very different than what we saw with Donald Trump after he took these documents from the White House to Mar-a-Lago in Florida.
Yeah. You know, Steve, you point out that he's the front runner. I guess a lot's going to depend on how quickly this case plays out, and the Attorney General, the prosecuting officers say they want it to go quickly. But is it going to impact his run for the nomination?
That remains to be seen. It's very likely that Donald Trump's defense team, when he gets one together, and that's been a problem that he's been facing, is finding lawyers and retaining lawyers to represent him in this case and others. They are likely to want to delay this as long as possible. And so if you talk to a lot of former prosecutors and defense attorneys, they say they would be surprised if before the general election in 2024, which is November 2024, that this case is played out.
Yeah. Steve, a busy day lies ahead for you. Good to talk. Thanks so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.